This is Loggers and Loudmouths, Conversations Unfiltered.
Welcome, thinkers and drinkers, to episode 25. We've got a fun one queued up for you today. Finally, we have a guest. I know you guys are getting tired of just listening to Tyler and I all the time. We're pretty damn boring by ourselves. So we do have a fun guest for us today. But before we get to that, obviously this is Loggers and Loudmouth. So Tyler, what are we drinking today?
Yeah, we are actually drinking a lager today. Brought to you by...
A Marzen is a lager?
Yes.
Yeah? Oh.
Yep. So brought to us by our special guest, we are drinking Tritoberfest from Tri Hop Brewery out of Maryville, Tennessee. Maryville. 6.4% ABV, 24 IBUs, has a 3.99 rating on Untappd, which is pretty damn solid.
It is.
If anybody is familiar with Oktoberfest, Marzen is the traditional beer consumed in Munich, Germany for the official Oktoberfest, typically brewed in March for preparation in mid to late September. Did you guys try it yet? I think it's pretty damn solid.
I have not.
It's just super smooth. I know sometimes Marzens have that like metallic-y aftertaste on the back end.
No, that's good.
This does not. I mean, it's malty, it's rich, it's
beautiful
just
color.
smooth. Yeah, it's a great amber color.
Yeah.
Good job, Tri Hop Brewery. I've never been there.
Yeah,
I don't think
it's just kind of out of the way. It's Maryville.
Yeah,
For us, that's an extra 20 minutes past Knoxville, so we don't usually go 25 minutes. It is delicious.
Overall, I mean, highly recommended. Lagers can be a little bit temperamental at times, so just based on this one beer I've had from them, I'd say they're pretty damn solid over there.
Yeah, I brewed a lager or an Oktoberfest once. It was not easy because I didn't realize you're supposed to cold crash it, and obviously I don't have the setup for that, so I had to take like all the shelves out of my beer fridge and put it in there. And obviously that's only as
improvise, adapt, overcome.
We made it. It turned out pretty good. One of the first beers I ever brewed, but yeah.
All right, enough about the beer. Let's introduce our special guest today, Miss Tenesha. We've given her many shout-outs on the podcast before. She's our local beer dealer that supplies us with a couple 4-packs every month or so, so we do appreciate that. But I'm going to kick it over to Tenesha to introduce herself and tell us why she's here today.
Well, I'm Tenesha, and I'm your local lesbian bar hopper.
Local lesbian bar hopper. We're getting you a shirt made.
Yes. I am just who I am. I have a steady job. I won't go into that too much.
Sure.
I have 2 boys, so that might bring up some questions.
Yeah, it will.
They're great kids, so I'm very appreciative of that.
Well, that being said, let's just jump into the serious topic of the day, Cam.
All right, so basically what we are, since we have Tenesha here, and she is the local lesbian legend bar hopper, whatever we just called you, we're going down that route. We're going to go down the LGBTQ route, and we're going to talk about a few topics kind of related to that. We'll get Tenesha's story and kind of ask her some questions. And then we kind of want to look at how we as individuals can help to advocate for LGBTQ plus people.
That's a mouthful.
It is.
Yeah.
All right,
the Army.
So Tenesha, what? All right, and I should probably know this, and I know a couple of the letters, but what does LGBTQ plus stand for?
So lesbian.
Got it.
Gay.
Got it.
Bi.
Got it.
Trans.
Got it.
And then you have like your intersex.
So Q is queer.
Q, queer, yes.
And what's the plus? That's what I don't get.
So that's all the other different sexual orientations that are out there.
Kind of in between,
'cause there's
anything
a
in
lot,
between.
like pansexual, yeah. And then you have your allies. So you guys are the A. Your
Is
allies.
there an A in there?
Is there an A? I didn't say an A.
LGBTQIA plus.
Jesus.
It got real long.
we got to figure out a way to shorten this. That's our job today.
Alphabet Army.
Alphabet Army. All right. So yeah, that's kind of the path we're going to go down today. So kind of before we get into our side of it, obviously Tyler and I are we consider ourselves allies in that realm. Are we the best? I don't know. There's probably things I could be doing better. What do you think?
Probably. I don't know. I kind of don't concern myself with it that much, just because I try to treat everybody the same no matter who they are.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a very big advocate of, there's different people in the world of different, walks of life. And, that's great. If that works for you, I don't have a problem with that. And that's kind of my take on it.
All right. Tenesha, I want your story. So obviously you mentioned you have 2 kids. They're older.
Yeah.
So all right, I don't know how to word this without being an asshole, so I'm just going to say it. Have you always been a lesbian, or did this kind of...
To answer, yes,
Okay.
I have. But I was married to a man.
That's how kids happen.
Yeah. Well, sometimes.
I mean, that can happen other ways,
It
I
can happen
suppose.
otherwise. I was married to a man for quite a long time, but growing up in the 80s and 90s, like, you just, in the South.
Did you grow up around here?
I did.
Okay, so
did.
Bible Belt.
Bible Belt. My dad was a preacher. So we were, like, heavily into religion, and so, you know, get that insert of religious trauma.
Yep.
But,
So did you have to,
yeah.
when you were younger, did you have to try to tiptoe around that? Or when did you officially,
When did you know?
yeah.
I knew at a very young age, probably first grade.
Okay.
So very young, but I didn't know what the term was for it. I just knew that
You just
it was
knew that you
wrong.
found... So, what was that like in the mind of a first grader? You knew you liked the looks of girls better than boys? Is that kind of what it was?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I wanted to be Julie Andrews.
Fair.
Yeah.
So at what point? So you said around first grade you kind of knew how you felt. At what point did you kind of start embracing it and not being fearful of who you are as a person?
Not until my 30s.
Wow,
Really?
That's a
Yeah.
fairly substantial chunk
Yeah.
of your life then.
Yeah.
Now, is it because of Bible Belt, preacher dad, that kind of thing? You were just too scared to...
He's a Buddhist now. So,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Is he still a Buddhist preacher?
He's not a Buddhist preacher, but he's a Buddhist.
Listen, I'm very interested in Buddhism.
Yeah,
I've looked
he's
into it a
really
lot.
he's so peaceful now. It's amazing.
So is it fair to say that your dad was not a fan of that lifestyle?
He was not, nor was my mom.
Are they now?
They are now.
So
They're advocates.
So that was my question. Over time, did they kind of grow to accept you for who you were and kind of start supporting your lifestyle choices?
Yes.
Was
Yes.
there like a...
And lifestyle choices, I don't know.
I was just about to say, I don't know if that was the best term to use.
Because
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
more of
your
a...
parents are going to support you. My parents don't support my lifestyle choices, probably.
Well, I guess I want to kind of walk that back. I don't think it's a lifestyle choice.
Yeah.
I don't think being gay is a lifestyle choice.
That's a
I don't
good
think
point.
being straight is a
Yeah.
lifestyle choice. It's kind of just who you are.
Yeah.
So I apologize for that
No.
terminology, but
Yeah, no, so being straight was a choice that I
True. At that point,
had
you made
to
the choice.
make. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And, it wasn't all bad. But
No.
it was hard. It was
I'm sure it
difficult.
was.
Yeah.
I mean, you said you kind of went a large chunk of your life trying to,
Yeah.
figure it out.
I think that the biggest part was like the mental side of things. Like whenever I started recognizing, okay, this is who I am, and it's mentally impacting me, which is mentally impacting a lot of other people, like my kids,
Yep.
even my spouse at the time.
Yep.
So
Are you guys still cool?
yeah, we're like best friends.
All right.
Yeah,
Nice.
cool.
That's
Yeah.
good. And is he now in a relationship?
he is.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
he's a good dude.
Yeah.
So
Solid.
Yeah.
Was he supportive kind of when you decided that, hey, how did that
He-
conversation go? Like
he really was. We joke.
Did he
So-
know like ahead of time? Did he have like inclinations maybe?
I don't know. We'd
Yeah.
have to ask him.
We'd have to ask him,
I
yeah.
doubt it, but there towards the end, like we have a running joke that like he rolls over and goes, "So I have something to tell you." I'm like, "Oh, good, I do too." And he's like, "I'm atheist," and I'm like, "Oh, good, I'm a lesbian."
That's awesome.
So I guess kind of going back to the original question, in your mind, Tenesha, what can the community do to kind of support, people in the LGBTQ plus community?
Yeah, and even like those questioning that is just be supportive. Like show them that
Yeah.
you care about them like you said, you care for these people as a human being,
That should
not
have
just
sexual
for
orientation should have nothing to do with it.
absolutely. You've got that, and then like we have the whole legislative bit, which
Yeah.
if we can, get out there and vote, do the research.
So talk to us about that a little bit.
So we have a lot of things that have passed are now law for like trans students and kids, and it's really fighting against them. So like if we can get out there and see what laws are being passed that
No,
impact these
You
kids
say it's fighting against them. How so? Like in schools and
in schools.
like not allowing them to be their self kind of thing.
Definitely. And then, you have like kids that can't come now to counseling office and just be like, this is who I am without them being able, they're being told on now because of the bills that are, or the laws that are passed.
So what are those laws saying?
And they're saying like, okay, if a kid comes with saying that they want to change their pronouns to he, she, them, they, or they want to change their name, even the teachers have to call the principals, who have to call the parents and pretty much tell on them. But if they don't feel safe at home,
Oh, that's a good point. So the school is kind of outing them, and then might be repercussions at home if their parents aren't in agreement with kind
Yes.
of what's happening.
yes,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I can see how that becomes, a little bit of a safety situation.
Yeah,
sure.
especially, and you got to think of these kids. Remember, when you're teenagers, you're just trying to figure shit out. You got
Yeah.
hormones raging through your body. You don't know what the hell's going on half the time. So to throw that on top of it, I can imagine that it's got to be very hard for them.
and they just need adults that are like
Support them.
supportive.
Yeah.
Like, we love you no matter what you are at this moment
Yeah, but we don't have that. Do you feel like we have that
at the bar.
at the bar, where everybody knows your name? No, you're right. But in schools, do you feel like we have that?
Not now.
No,
No.
and it's because of legislation. You think?
Yes, definitely.
Are there
Definitely.
any? I mean, I don't know if you know this, but are there anything on the docket for voting next month related to this?
Not that I'm aware of, because the two
Well, we
laws,
live in Tennessee. So
the
it's
two
gonna be
bills
hard.
passed. So
Gotcha. What were
Yeah.
the two bills?
one was the act. I'll have to look it up,
Yeah,
but
you're good.
one was the act with the pronouns, and the other one had to do with they can't come to a counselor and have a discussion without that discussion being disclosed to their parents.
Gotcha.
That's
The pronoun thing is interesting because obviously, I don't know, maybe over the past 5 or 10 years, like this is something that's been coming more and more to the forefront, and people are like, no, I want you to address me as this instead of this.
All right, quickly, what are your pronouns?
I guess he, him.
Yeah, I guess that would be mine as well. Tanisha,
She, her.
she, her. Okay.
But, and it's like, me personally, it's like if somebody comes up to me and says, hey, I want you to address me like this, I don't have a problem with that. But I think a lot of we got a lot of outrage culture in today's country, and this seems like a relatively kind of new concept. So it's like for me and you, who have gone 30 plus years our entire life talking a certain way,
Yeah.
it kind of takes some reprogramming for us to try to address that.
No, it does, and it's hard sometimes because I try to do my best, but a lot of times I don't know.
Sometimes it's just instinct.
Yeah, you just say, "Hey, what's up, guys?"
Yeah.
I say, and I've been told I should stop doing this. I refer to my students in class just generically as guys. I just say guys as like a universal for all people.
I do a lot of that too.
But apparently,
Me too.
It's but apparently it is not correct.
I can see the argument. for
Yeah,
that.
because guys, So that's something a habit I've been trying to break. I'm not doing very well at all.
Hey, people.
Hey, people. Hey, dudes and dudettes.
But it's like
I'm a dude.
I
She's a
think
dude.
there is a difference between. There's all different degrees of kind of extremism. And I think there is a subset of people who are just looking to have a gotcha moment. But I think the vast majority of people, are genuine and not trying to stir up controversy. And it's like, I guess the one thing I want to say is like, I'm going to try to treat people how they ask to be treated, kind of a thing. And if I slip up and say something I'm not supposed to, it wasn't out of malice or anything like that.
Yeah.
It was just, I've been talking for 32 years, and I got to try to think before I say something now a little bit.
That's fair.
I don't know if you've been to one of the laws that had passed was the bathroom requires businesses that allow people to use restrooms according to their gender. Mm-hmm. But have you all been to like Scruffy City or Prez Pub, and they have the whatever
The
you
alien?
are?
Yeah, I love those.
I love those
do
signs.
One, because I don't have to wait.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's a freaking toilet. Everybody uses a toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do we really need to, especially in like single, like a lot of breweries are just like
Yeah.
a room with a toilet
Yeah.
in it. It's like, do you really need a, gender it
label.
male and female or whatever?
I mean, I guess if you have all urinals, that would make sense to gender it. But otherwise,
Sure.
yeah, if they're toilets, it's a toilet.
Yeah, it's
Get
like,
my
who cares?
shiwi out.
Is your shiwi? Oh, I've seen those. Have you ever tried one of those?
No.
I can't imagine. It seems like
Is
it would
that
be messy.
is that the funnel?
It's like a cup
It's
funnel
like a
thing.
funnel. I just like Papa Squine woods.
I feel like that would be messy. I mean, it probably works. I guess I don't know.
You would definitely need a good seal.
Yeah, that's the problem. I feel like it's going to be hard to get a good seal.
Yeah, probably.
All right, we'll report back.
We need
Not
a-
us,
Yeah,
obviously.
I'll report back. I'll have to I'll invest in one
We'll
and
buy
try
you
it
one
out.
and you can come back.
I've got a funnel right now upstairs. We can go get it.
One of them oil funnels.
Yes.
The car. So I pulled up some of the laws
Okay.
that were passed, but this was back in 2021. So like they have one of the laws that restricts access to gender affirming care by limiting health providers. This includes mental health professionals. So kids that are questioning their gender and their identity,
Yeah.
they're limited in their mental health care and their health providers. Some of the other bills that had passed, like parents must be given a 30-day notice prior to opt minors with a sexual orientation and gender identity.
Okay.
Um,
Now you work with kids, yeah?
yeah,
High school kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to go into your specific job,
Yeah.
but do you see this a lot where you work?
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Not a ton
Now if
here.
a kid comes to you, so like what's your plan? Like what do you have to do?
So I have to report it
Do you?
to the principal.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then the principal probably goes to
And
parents.
then the principal has to call the parents. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
That's just kind
Which-
of weird.
kind of breaks our whole ethical guidelines because we're
I mean-
supposed to only report like if there's harm to self, harm
Sure.
to other
And
people.
it's like you're in a position where you want to be trusted by the students, right?
yes.
And it's like if
That's
they,
hard for- yeah,
and
you
I'm sure
lose
all
that.
Yeah, and I'm sure all
Yeah.
the students are aware of this.
Yeah. And now I include. And now if you are thinking about changing your pronouns,
Wink, wink.
wink, wink, I
Gotcha.
have to tell someone. So just tiptoe around it.
Yeah.
That
It sucks. That
that
shouldn't
sucks.
happen.
Especially because that's a point in a kid's life where they're really starting
So
to.
much going on.
I mean, there's so much influence. There's so much
Right.
stuff going on, and they're trying to figure out who they are as a person.
Yeah.
And it's like I feel like this is gonna. It's almost a step backwards. Like it makes it more difficult. They feel like they might not have a safe person to go to talk about issues they may be experiencing.
It is.
And I think if you break that trust, you're going to have more catastrophic incidents with children.
Right.
So
I think like the important part now for me is to, so I can keep my job is to just inform them that, hey, if you let me know this, I have to tell on you.
yeah, that's kind of shitty.
It
does.
is.
That sucks for you
It
because
is.
you're put in a terrible position.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you want to support
Yeah.
them and advocate for them. but-
Absolutely.
Well, especially as a lesbian, I feel like you'd be probably a pretty
Oh, the
good
perfect person,
resource
yeah.
for that. And I'm sure it affects you in your personal life too, because you want to. I mean, you're in that position because you want to, help people, right?
Right.
And you probably go home on situations like that thinking like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, and I can't assist these kids the way that I should be able to.
Absolutely. And it is very difficult. Luckily, a lot of the kids that we do have are already out to their parents, so
good.
that's a good point. But
I think we live in a society now where it is more acceptable. And,
Yeah.
and just as a general, I mean, obviously there's still pockets where it's not going to be, but I think in general, LGBTQ and all that stuff is much more accepted than it was, obviously, when you said you were a kid.
absolutely in the 90s.
Yeah.
So I do want to bring up a controversial topic
All right, what do
based
you got?
off of what we're talking about. I haven't done a bunch of research on this. I think I have my own opinions, but I want to get Tanisha's take on it.
Okay.
You got a giant ass grin on your face right now.
You know where he's going?
No clue.
I'm not sure either.
I'm curious what your thoughts are on trans children and teens. like going through either
Like going through like an actual transition.
Yeah.
like going through an actual transition,
Gotcha.
whether that's gender
Yeah.
surgery
Reassignments, yeah.
or hormones or stuff like that. I kind of want to get your take on that.
Okay, so I want to be supportive of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to like trans kids, I think that honestly their brains aren't developed enough yet. And that's just basing my opinion off of science.
No, that's physiology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen,
So
a brain doesn't fully develop until about 23 to 25.
I think that when they should definitely have like gender affirming care, mental health care
Yeah,
first,
absolutely.
and go through those steps first before making any strong decisions.
Yeah, I think I tend to agree with you there. I mean, I agree. I don't think we should be letting 12, 13-year-olds have gender reassignment surgeries. I mean, I'm 100% fully advocate for who they want to be, but like you said, their frontal lobe is not developed, so making a decision like that at that age is it's pretty hard because wait until you get to your mid-20s.
Well, I'm pretty aligned with you two on that too.
Yeah.
Kind of to your point, I want everyone to be comfortable in their own body and be whoever they want to be. But I think there is a duty for society to protect children, right?
Yeah.
And if you grow up and become an adult and you want to go through with that, that's your prerogative.
Yeah,
I don't have
yeah.
anything with problem with that. But when you're talking about irreversible physiological changes to somebody who has not yet fully developed yet, I think that does kind of come under to the protection of a child. I mean, you don't let 12-year-olds go out and get tattoos.
We should. I love tattoos.
I know you
Although I
love
think there are
tattoos.
some that do get tattoos.
No, but I don't know. I know we're kind of comparing apples to oranges.
No,
here,
you're right,
but
though. But no, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, I think for me, like I said, I'm a scientist, so it goes back to physiology. That frontal lobe is not developed.
And I want. No, go ahead.
And that's just my opinion. Like I've not been in that position or frame of mind, so I don't know exactly how they are feeling. But in my opinion, I just feel like they need to wait
support
till
them,
adult.
fully
Yeah,
support them until they get to an age that is appropriate.
Absolutely.
And I'm not gay, so I don't really have.
Wait, you're not gay.
No, I'm not
Holy
gay.
shit.
Yeah, wow.
This is
Curveball.
news.
Left
Wow.
field.
Sorry, Kate.
Shit, now I lost my train of thought. Thanks.
You are a lesbian, though.
If you want to identify me as a lesbian, that's
I
fine
mean,
with me.
I do love Hooters.
Me too.
Where the hell was I going with that now? Shit. Oh, that's it. I'm kind of curious to understand how much like influence goes into these younger children in regards to this topic. Because I mean, to your point, Tenesha, you said you knew when you were in first grade, and I fully believe that
Yeah.
people
Listen, I always
know.
I always knew I liked girls.
But it's yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, when you're in middle school and like everybody's doing one specific thing and then you start doing one specific thing as well to kind of fit in.
Yeah.
I wonder if any of that has
Influences the modern culture.
because
Like
I'm
dating
sure,
boys.
Yeah.
right. But it's like,
No, I see where you're going.
you know
with
what?
this.
I don't know if I'm putting it into words correctly, but it's like,
Do you think the no, I get what you're saying. Like the more openness that we have now, do you think that has influenced people to maybe try things that's
yeah, kind of, or like people
listen,
people saying they're gay, but they're not really gay
but
because
I'm all in favor of them trying it. Listen, try it if you like it, and why not?
yeah.
I worked with a guy once who used to say, "I'll try anything once except for dudes and heroin."
I think I've heard you say that once or twice as well.
I have. He was an old guy, so it just stuck with me. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, I'm all for letting them try it because I mean, how else do you figure things out in life?
That is true.
Yeah.
Although to counter that point, I mean, I've not had a homosexual experience, so I have not tried that. But
Really? sorry, you're just setting yourself up for softball pitches.
Yeah, I am just giving you guys softballs here.
That's what she said.
Now we're going down to lesbian softballs.
But it's like I think that's a good way to kind of try to have a conversation with people who may be anti-gay,
Yeah.
or who think it's a choice. It's like, I don't think it's a choice because I'm straight and I've never thought about choosing to be straight. I just am what I am, and I think that it applies on the flip side as well. You're just people.
Yeah, agreed. All right, so before we get into the I want to talk more about how we can be better allies in a second. But before we get to that, I do want one other transgender topic: sports. How do you feel about this? Do you feel like, and Tyler and I think are aligned on this. We've talked about this before, but do you feel like a male who is transitioning should be allowed to compete in women's sports?
Oh, that's a controversial topic.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah,
This is Loggers and
that's
Loudmouths.
good.
I mean, I'll give you my opinion.
I have both. I see things on both sides.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So my opinion, I again teach physiology. You guys know this. This is my job. I teach about the human body, so I know a lot about the human body. I think it's an unfair advantage if males are competing in women's sports, even if they're going through the process of transitioning. I think they get a competitive edge. Look at the what was a swimmer from?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I forget where he was from,
He
but
was ranked like 300th in the men's, but
yeah. And then once
when
he went to women's, he popped up to like top 5.
right.
Right.
I just think that's a disservice to the female population.
I was going to say the same
Yeah.
thing. I do kind of feel like it is a disservice to women's athletics.
But if I were to flip the coin, I would say that women, just based on physiology, can compete with men.
Because they're at a
It would be more fair because technically, physiologically, they're at a disadvantage. Because again, males are stronger, bigger. That's just, I mean, there's no arguing that. So I
Well, it's
mean,
like-
I'm kind of saying both sides there. I
Yeah.
don't know if one's right or wrong, but what do you think?
Like if you get like a gay guy who's smaller, and that's an athlete,
Yeah.
and then you have like a big brawny lesbian, and they compete.
Yeah.
honestly,
You know.
I mean, if there's enough, I mean, it's enough of a problem where people are talking about it a lot,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So it's like, why don't we just make another league?
Ooh.
Well, I think
We do that in roller derby.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
really? So there's
There's
like
like non-gender.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So I can roller derby
You could.
as long as I identify as non-gender.
No, you can roller derby as a dude.
There's a dudes leagues.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
There's all kinds of leagues.
We should do this.
Let's throw some
you couldn't
elbows.
handle it, Tyler.
I'd get killed.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
So
you know.
that I think that is my potential only controversial take on the transgenders. I just don't physiologically think it's fair
I mean,
to the women competing in that sport.
I mean, if Brock Lesnar decided to transition to a woman, you think
You
that?
could crush the MMA.
I mean, you think you want to put him who's gone through full male puberty,
Yeah.
even though he's got hormones and all that stuff, like.
Pump some estrogen in them.
Yeah, it's like he's got.
Well, and there are rules, like the swimmer, he had to be under a certain level of testosterone to be considered for female sports.
About to ask, so physiology,
Yeah.
like, what does that look like?
I mean, testosterone, obviously bigger muscles. That's the
Right.
whole point of testosterone, other than reproductive purposes. But you're going to have bigger muscles. You're going to be a lot stronger physiologically. But I think the argument could be made that if you were developing those muscles throughout life, you're still going to be at an advantage physiologically.
Right.
If you transition, like this is, I guess she transitioned. He transitioned to a her, and then, but this was already like in college age, so already physiologically, she was developed as a male.
Right.
So there's no reversing that. Like, you're not going to lose the muscle. Yes, you can drop your testosterone levels by taking certain supplements, but you're still already physically a male.
Right.
Then I think I just think it's a disadvantage to the females competing in that sport.
Honestly, I like non-gendered leagues.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I think
just-
it's a happy median.
Yeah.
And I think even the Olympics have talked about adding a category for, I don't know what they would title it, but somewhere in between.
I like that.
Yeah.
To me, I don't like putting another sect of the population at a disadvantage because we're trying to accommodate another. You're kind of robbing Peter to pay Paul, kind of, I think, in that situation.
No.
Because, you want to be inclusive, but you're also putting these people at a disadvantage as well.
Yeah. And listen, I think this is my only controversial take. So yeah, please, if there's anybody out there who has gone through this or has any opinions on this topic, maybe you know more than I do in terms of the physiology, feel free to share it with us.
Absolutely. Well,
all right. So I want to talk about how we can be better allies.
Definitely what you guys are doing.
Talking.
Yeah, talking, supporting,
Yep.
Opening the door for all the possibilities. Voting.
Voting.
I want to add to that and say, don't be afraid to have conversations with people who have a differing opinion from you. I feel like we label people like, oh, you have a different opinion than me, you're bad.
Yep.
And I think that's kind of the essence of why we started this podcast, is that we want to, have discussions and have conflicting opinions, because I feel like we all grow and learn that way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But if
And
you're not willing to have those conversations, then
Yeah. And don't be afraid to ask questions. Like if you do come across someone that, is LGBTQA, with loving, and don't be mean about it, but
yeah,
just
obviously
ask
there's
questions.
weird questions
Yeah.
out there. We don't want to
Yeah.
ask the weird questions, but
No, but it's like, even at 1907, we have, a pretty high proportion of
yeah.
gay people who frequent the bar. And it's like, I love talking to them because it's a different, they had different experiences than me. And I don't know what I don't know. So I like inquiring about their life and, what maybe adversities they've had or what their life is like. And I think that's really important to grow as a person.
Absolutely. I just like shoving it in your face, though, too.
I don't
Doesn't
care.
bother me.
Yeah, I'm an open book. I don't care.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's a pretty good way to wrap this up. Do you have anything you want to add, Tenesha?
I think we're good.
All right, support
Yeah. Support us.
everybody. Stop being fucking assholes,
Yeah.
people. I mean, just what it comes down to. Why do you really care who somebody else wants to sleep with or feels attracted to?
Absolutely.
That's my biggest qualm. It's like, who cares?
Just love and support
yeah.
people.
If Tyler likes dudes, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna support you, Tyler.
Oh, thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate
you're
that.
welcome.
If you're lesbian, I'll support you too.
All right, perfect. I'm glad we have a good support network here at Loggers and Loudmouths. All right. That being said, let's jump into our fun topic of the week.
We're
And
staying gay.
not technically.
Not technically, but kinda. What do you think? Are we staying gay, Tanisha?
Yeah, you're totally staying gay.
All right.
All right. Fun topic of the week. Is astrology a helpful tool for self-reflection or just a fun but meaningless pastime? Tanisha, I will bring it over to you.
The floor is yours.
I like astrology.
You would, you lesbian.
I'm not one of that's like, oh man, you're.
Do you wake up every day and look at your
so-and-so.
horoscope?
I have an app.
Oh, geez.
Tells you every day.
Yeah.
How often do you find it to be moderately accurate?
95%. Yeah.
I think that's just good writing.
Yeah, it
I
is.
think they can write it in such a way that it fits.
It could fit anybody, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
My
That's
take
the
on this is, me personally, I don't believe in astrology worth a damn, but I do think,
You don't believe in stars? The moons?
I don't believe in the stars telling me how I am as a person, or what personality traits I have. But going back to the question, I think it can be a helpful tool for self-reflection to specific individuals. It kind of goes, it's kind of in a line with our previous topic. If this works for you, if this is how you feel, and it's a positive impact on your life, yeah, sure. Me personally, I wouldn't say it's a meaningless pastime, but I don't necessarily subscribe to that narrative.
what if you said you should have sex every day?
That's a different story. So
I subscribe to that
I
narrative.
subscribe to that narrative. Yes,
Kate, look at my horoscope. Look what it says. We gotta do it.
It's not me. It's
The stars.
Yeah, the stars have aligned. I don't know what to tell you. I don't make the rules.
Get naked.
What's your take on it, Kim?
Listen, I'm a scientist first. First and foremost, there's no scientific backing to anything dealing with stars aligning and how we feel in our personalities. But there's also no science backing religion in any way, shape, or form. So one could argue that astrology is just a different form of religion, right?
I think they have similar parallels. Yeah.
Yeah. So how is believing in Christianity or Buddhism or whatever your religious affiliation is any different than believing that the stars can tell you how you're feeling that day?
I don't think there is.
Yeah, and that's my argument. Like I don't believe in it personally.
Tanisha's gritting her teeth over here.
Yeah, no, jump in, please. Please jump in.
Okay, so I have a question. Like, you know how the stars and everything, the moon has a pull on
Yes,
the
tides and all
tides
that
and all
stuff,
that
yeah.
stuff.
Yep.
And with humans, too, because we're, 75% water? Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, thereabouts.
Yeah. Okay.
60 to 75.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Where are you going with this? The moon pulls people because
Oh,
they're.
shit.
I'm just
75%
saying,
water?
like,
listen,
you
I don't
see
hate
an
it. I don't
influx.
hate it.
You see an influx in
Oh,
issues.
crazies like on full moons. Yeah.
Yeah.
People who work in the medical field talk about it all the time.
Yeah. So why couldn't the stars
Be pulling on my
be
inside
pulling
waters.
inside waters?
That sounds fucking insane.
It's technically intra and extracellular fluid, but inside waters is what we'll call them. No, I don't hate that. I mean,
I like
if
the
they
take.
can cause our oceans to move, why can't they cause the little waters inside me to move?
Right.
That's
I mean,
alright.
we're on top of this big Earth. It's impacting the Earth, so why
We're
not?
pretty tiny.
And we're tiny.
We're mostly water.
Yeah.
That's a fair argument.
So
All right, scientific,
saying, like the history.
scientific study forthcoming. All right, let's. I wanted to bring in our daily horoscopes,
Oh God.
let's just see how they align with us today. So let's see.
This could sway our minds.
It could.
I'll give this one isolated instance the opportunity to sway my mind.
All right,
It
so
says
this
have
is
sex.
www.horoscope.com. So I went with the the most original name. All right, we'll start with you, Tyler. What's your zodiac sign? Do you know?
Leo.
Leo. So you know your zodiac.
Of course you are.
What the fuck does that mean?
All right, so I'm going to give you a couple options. You can have just your generic horoscope, or we can do it in love, career, money, health, Chinese, tarot, numerology, planets.
Yeah, give me that. Give me the breakdown of it. I like that better.
All right, so just the full, like your normal horoscope for today. So your horoscope.
No, the whatever the breakdown was that you said.
Well, those are your options. You have love as an option for a horoscope. You have career, so I can do all of those.
Yes, do all of them.
All right. So just your normal horoscope for today, October 6th, 2024. Tyler, you should appreciate the good things you have today. Leo, don't let another day go by without really paying homage to the people who have helped you grow along the way. I expect some things later. Take a walk, climb a tree, or help a child build a tree house. Amos would love that. Connect with your spiritual side that finds satisfaction in where you are now instead of always feeling a need to search for something bigger and better. How are you feeling about that?
Pretty generic.
Sounds
All
like
right.
a fortune cookie.
The last part you mentioned resonated a little bit.
Connect with your spiritual side that finds satisfaction where you are now instead of always feeling a need to search for something bigger and better. You are like that.
That last half part.
Yeah, you are like that.
Searching
You
for
do-
something bigger and better.
You never, and I'm kind of the same way. You're never satisfied with status quo.
It just sounds like they're talking about capitalism, though.
All right, so that's your generic horoscope.
Okay, give me some details.
All right, do you want? We're going to pick one just to because
Okay.
I'm going to go into Tenesha's in a second. Do you want love, career, money, or health?
Give me money.
Money. All right, you are a money man. All right, Leo, money. We've got, but apparently this is not a daily, this is a weekly. So you've got, for you, this period is about the positive effects on your house of money and values. The universe brings communication about a new opportunity to earn more cash in the short term while making a longer lasting transformation to the way you save, spend, and view money in your life. It's leading up to a larger life transition as you stop worrying about what you can't control and become more empowered in that process. Pretty neat. That's what it ends with. Pretty neat.
Yeah, I mean,
Nothing speaking to you?
no, it sounds pretty generic to me.
All right.
Sorry, Tanisha.
I want to do
okay.
love for your sake too, Tyler. Let's see what we got. maybe I haven't, but maybe you're gonna get sex every day.
Well, let's take that gamble.
Let's see. All right. Ooh. The energy emanating from the planets makes romance something of a laughing matter today, for which you are grateful. As life may have been a little fraught recently, you may have not had the intention to meet anyone, but going somewhere tonight could prove to you to be a turning point. One thing is for sure, it will be the sense of humor you share that will bring you together with someone achingly funny.
So, sounds like I'm getting divorced today.
Sorry, Kate. I mean, the star said it. Nothing speaking to you there?
Nah.
You're going to the dig zone after this, where
Unless your
kids
sex
play.
is comical.
Yeah, I mean, the sense of
I
humor.
mean, I would imagine it's pretty comical looking at you.
Fuck off.
All right.
I'm done with this. Go to
Tenesha, what's your sign?
Virgo.
Virgo. All right, I'm on love, so I'm going to give you your love first. You usually take yourself very seriously, especially if anyone threatens to poke fun at your shortcomings.
Okay, I want to stop you right
Yeah,
there.
that's already
That's
false.
completely bullshit.
Already false.
Continue.
But the planets are indicating, however, that you really need to see the funny side of a certain situation today. If a romantic partner has been behaving rather strangely, you may be tempted to take this personally, but don't. Just see that for once that they really can't help it and smile. Anything resonating with you?
Not at all.
No. I was gonna
This
say
was your topic, by the way.
lesbians. All right.
Wrong website.
Listen, it's horoscopes.com. It does not get any more scientific than that. Let's see what your normal Virgo horoscope is for the day. When it comes to matters of love and romance, you may need to tone things down a little bit, Virgo. Uh-oh. You did tell us you had a good night last night. So, an aggressive approach now may drive your loved one further away from you instead of drawing him or her closer. Remember that love is a two-way street. Don't just do things the way you'd like them to do. It's crucial that you consider your partner's thoughts and feelings every step of the way.
How do you feel about that, Tenesha?
Yeah, no.
No? All right, we'll give you one more. Do you want career or money or health?
Ooh, let's do money.
Money? All right. We all like money.
Yeah.
All right. Virgo money. You're all about power now. The universe gives you the ability to communicate your ideas clearly and with authority while giving you the power to transform any situation into something more beneficial to your bottom line. Be on the lookout for these little opportunities that less attentive sorts are sure to miss. Money comes when you harness the full power of your mind as well as your bearing. Yeah. You got some money coming to you.
Lesbian community.
Do you feel like they... I feel like they never say something negative like, bitch, you're about to go broke.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be a terrible... Can you imagine getting that horoscope? Oh, damn.
I'm not subscribing to that.
All right.
All right, go, Cam.
I'm going to do myself. Let's see. I'm an Aquarius. I think I said that right. See, all right, this on money, so I'm going to give you money. You have a harmonious aspect in your house of debt and other people's money, indicating a time of transformation and change, particularly when it comes to this area of your life. If you face a mountain of debt, it's time to put together a repayment plan. Even if the payments are small, it's a start. If you're raising money, make your proposal big and theatrical. Don't be shy or you'll risk losing out. Completely false. I hate debt. I don't have, I mean, I have a house payment and a car payment, but yeah, otherwise I got no debt.
Yeah, sounds pretty generic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. I'm going to do love.
Oh, God. Should we get Tiff down here for this?
No, I should get too hot and bothered. All right, so the day's planetary alignment may bring you a breath of fresh air in your romantic life. If you have been staying home, doing the same old thing every night, then perhaps you need to go somewhere entertaining if possible and have some real fun. All right, Tiff,
Like
we're going
that
out.
chair.
Swingers Club. The relationship will not grow if it gathers dust and cobwebs, so bring some sparkle to it.
Dungeon. Sex dungeon.
Sex dungeon.
I mean, we kind of already got that down here, don't we?
Yeah,
Little
you
bit.
got the chair.
Yeah.
All right. So
Honestly, I don't think that applies to you because you guys do fucking...
Yo.
You guys are doing shit all the time.
yeah, too much. All right, let's just see what my actual sun sign is today. This is a fantastic time for love and romance, Aquarius. Even if there's a bit of coolness between you and the person you care about, it's possible that there needs to be an element of distance now for you to really appreciate the good thing you have. If you aren't involved with someone now, you should find that you are in a good position to make a move towards someone you feel strongly about.
I mean, he does have a girlfriend.
Bow,
Oh, wait, are we still... Are you talking about Amos?
No, this is me.
Oh, this is you. Okay. You said...
That's Aquarius.
I thought you... Yeah, whatever.
I said Aquarius, but yes.
I misheard you. Sorry.
Yeah. So basically, let's see. There's a fantastic time for coolness between you and the person. Nah, we don't need no coolness. Ain't gonna be no
Already
time for
cool.
that. Exactly. So, all right. Based on this anecdotal evidence, complete horseshit.
I agree.
I just say the website is.
All right, what do you have a better one?
I have one I
we can
use.
talk
You
about
said you have an app on your phone.
I
So
have an
let's-
app on my
Is
phone.
it like the first thing you see when you're pooping in the morning? Your horoscope?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're pooping and you're like, oh, all right.
I'm
it's
just
going
like,
to be
let
a
me
good
check
day.
out. And I have my friends added on here.
So you know what they're feeling that day.
Yeah, I do.
How do you, how come I'm not on there? I thought we were friends.
Well, you don't have the app.
Oh, shit. All right. Got it.
I won't download the
Y'all
app,
don't
so-
believe in this shit.
All right, so read,
So-
read yours for today.
For mine for today says, you have something to offer that will resonate with others today.
Ah,
it.
that's fucking true.
Okay.
Actionable ideas will bring more meaningful results rather than theory. The
Alright, so-
most important thing is that you try.
You're trying. All right. So what actionable things should we do today to support LGBTQ? Bringing it back full circle.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Believe in astrology.
Even astrology.
Listen, I'm in line. I like your argument of the oceans pulling my tides.
Yeah.
That
No,
did
I
make
could-
me think, yes.
I could try.
Listen, all right, so what's the official
No.
question on this?
Let me pull it back up. Is astrology a helpful tool for self-reflection or just a fun but meaningless pastime?
All right, so my initial inclination is fun, meaningless pastime. However, I would argue after this conversation, I don't know that it has any bearing in science because, again, I'm a scientist. I don't know. I mean, maybe, like I said, maybe nobody's actually studied how it's moving the waters in my body. Perhaps that's where we need to go with it. But I will say that I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Just like I think it's no different than religion. I'm kind of putting it on the same page there. And if you're open to religion, why can't you be open to this?
No, I totally agree. If it works for you and that helps you in your life and it makes you, be more positive or more productive or anything like that, then that's a positive tool.
Yeah.
But I don't think I specifically subscribe to it.
You sound like my kid.
So are you still all in on astrology?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm a
did-
lesbian,
have you
like
ever-
in true lesbian fashion.
Have you ever actually let it influence your day? Like you get up and you're taking your morning poop and you read your horoscope and it has an influence on like how you're going to act that day or how you feel that day
Nah.
or what you do?
Nah.
No? Like if it said, hey, you're going to get lucky tonight, would you specifically go out that night hoping to get lucky?
I'm lucky every night.
So you don't let it actually...
Well, Wednesday through Sunday, I'm lucky because 1907's open.
Yes, that's a good point. The bar is there for you.
Bars there.
All right. Anything else you guys want to add to this one?
No, I like it though. I mean, I'm more
yeah.
open to it. I might download the app. We can be friends, Tenesha.
We should be friends.
So how does that work? Like, does it like tell you my horoscope for the day,
Yeah.
and it tells me yours?
Yeah. And then it tells how we're connected.
Oh, we're connected.
This could be a fun little exercise, I think.
I think it's worth venturing into. It's a free app, I'm sure.
It is.
All right, let's do it.
Co-star.
We can play with it.
try
That's
it.
fine.
We'll try it and we'll
Yeah,
check
play
back
with
in.
it.
The app.
Oh, I thought we were talking about something else. Okay.
You do you, Tyler. We support you.
You
This
lesbian,
is
you.
a very supportive environment.
All right. That being said, let's jump into our hot take of the week.
Hot takes.
So hot.
That's so hot.
I love that.
I do love
soundbite.
bacon.
Yeah.
All right, Tenesha, you want to start us out?
I think that my hot take is you just need to live life to its fullest and don't have any like expectations of yourself, but also just be you.
And stop putting expectations on other people.
Yeah.
Tyler kind of hit on this last
Yeah.
week. It's like
He did.
Yeah.
But to bounce off of his idea, yeah, you got to just be you. Do you live life to its fullest? Because you never know.
Yeah. I
That's
like
fair.
it.
Yeah.
What do you
Short
got,
and
Cam?
sweet. You know how well I prepare for hot takes.
Yeah. You want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I think my hot take of the week is don't concern yourself with others if it's not affecting you. I think let people do what they want to do. You do what you want to
You're
do.
a son of a bitch.
What? Did I just jack yours?
Yeah.
That's so
I was
good.
going along the same lines.
I mean, that's okay. I feel like everybody should probably just, self-reflect about themselves before they cast judgment on others. And I feel like a lot of people try to butt into other people's business. I think the way the country is divided right now doesn't help that situation either.
Yeah.
Just be concerned with you. If somebody else isn't bothering you, let them be.
Yeah.
It's not
At the end of the day, you can only control your actions.
right. Exactly.
Yeah. So no, and that's kind of where I was going to. Is like you can only control your actions. You can only deal with your small world. Not to say that you can't go out and try to advocate for change, obviously, as we're trying to do here today in a positive way. But at the end of the day, you're only going to have so much influence.
Sure.
So that brings me to my hot take. I'm going to play off of that.
Okay, cool.
We are about 1 month away from Election Day. Register to vote, you sons of bitches. Get out there and register. It doesn't matter. Vote. I mean,
Yes.
even if you don't care for the candidates, there are other things on the ballot worth looking at, as we've talked about today. So you can skip the presidential election and vote for the other things. But you got to be registered. So
And do
that is
your
my hot take.
research.
Do your research, yeah. That's my hot take. Get your asses out there and register to vote. It's easy. You can do it online, I think, can't you?
Yeah.
Takes 2 minutes.
Yeah. So
Yep.
do it and vote. Because, like I said, both of our candidates we know aren't particularly great this time, as it always seems to be. But there are other things on the ballot worth looking at.
Yeah.
So
I think
that's
it's
my hot
solid.
take.
Well, we appreciate you guys listening to episode 25 of Loggers and Loudmouths. We'd like to thank Miss Tenesha for being on the show today. She has been one of our most supportive listeners. Always giving us positive feedback, always trying to share it with other people. So we thank you for coming on the podcast. We hope you had a good time. And I'm sure you'll be back at some point in time. What do you got, Cam?
All right, before you guys go, we are, so you guys know we're on Instagram. We're going to try to venture into the good old Facebook to try to get more people out there looking at us, because a lot of people don't use Instagram. So just be on the lookout for that. We're going to try to send you some invites to Loggers and Loudmouth Facebook page. So I'm just going to
I actually got that.
Did you?
Yeah. Thank
Hell
you.
yeah.
You're one of the first.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for being here. We really appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right. Cheers, guys. Be safe out there. We'll catch you next time.
Thank you for tuning in to Loggers and Loudmouths. Be sure to never miss an episode by subscribing to us on your favorite podcast streaming service. If you would like to provide feedback or suggest a topic for a future episode, please reach out to us at loggersandloudmouths@gmail.com.